Hey everybody, it's Michael from michelangelocaruso.com, the Present Like a Pro group on Facebook, and also this YouTube channel. Be sure to click that silver bell and subscribe so that you can get more tips for productivity, speaking, connecting with people, all this kind of stuff. Today we're going to talk about something really interesting, and it's how most people get out of the box in the morning. How do you get your day started? Success strategies for really becoming hyper productive with your day. I've said for some time that the first hour of the day is almost like a container, that a leaky container, you know. It's unless it's a colander when you want the stuff to come out. If it's not holding the liquid, it's not a very good container. And I think the first hour of the day is a way to leak a lot of energy and leak a lot of productivity if you're not paying attention to 5 important things. I want to share those things with you today. Now, I've talked about this quite a bit at speaking events, keynotes. I've also published this in my book that I wrote called Work Hacks. It's also in I put it in a blog article and then it was repurposed by other people, so it's out there. But I want to give it to you quickly today in 5 quick snippets so that you can hopefully try 1 or 2 of these ideas tomorrow at dawn or whenever you get up and see what kind of impact they have on you. They're fantastic. So this is the blog post, and you're looking for a concept called the Power Hour. Now, this was first introduced to me by the great Brian Tracy, perhaps one of the greatest motivational speakers of all time. Brian refers to this as the golden hour, right? So we've heard it called different things, but the concept is that when you wake up in the morning, when you blink awake, that you're going to do several key things. In this case, I'm going to show you 5 that would put you into hyper productivity in the first 60 minutes of the day. So get out a pen. You're never going to remember all of them, and we're going to run through them right now. The thing to remember is that the first hour of the day is like the barometer of the day, right? This is what sets the tone for everything that's about to happen. And so you want to make sure that you are setting the right tone for the day. Today happens to be a vacation day, and for most people in the United States, and if you lollygag the first hour, it becomes really difficult to be highly productive in the second hour, right? Why? Because you've already set the tone for the lollygag setting. So what we want to do is when we wake up in the morning, we want to do 5 things to get the power hour going. And here's the first thing. No news is good news first thing in the day. Now, some of you are old enough to remember when you would get up in the morning and maybe turn on the television or the network news or the radio while you were in the bathroom, right? And if you get up at the top of the hour, the first thing that you hear when you wake up is going to be the news. Now, the news is almost never positive. By definition, news is based in conflict and stress. And so you're introducing that into your consciousness first thing in the morning. Probably not a good idea. If you're on social media these days, you know that Facebook has a remarkable news platform. Remarkable in that it's remarkable that a social media platform is doing so well with news, but people just love seeing conflict first thing in the morning, apparently. I'm asking you to avoid it. So do not watch the news or listen to the news first thing in the morning. Not a good idea, not productive for you or your attitude. So quite to the contrary in the morning, the second technique I want to show you is the opposite of conflict, the opposite of stress. It's called a Self Affirmation. Now, some people think this is corny, but I think it depends on how you do it. And so I'm going to ask you to try like this little combination platter where you try a bunch of things at exactly the same time. Talk about time management. You're going to achieve 3 major functions in less than 5 seconds. So let's review. We're talking about the power hour, the first minute of the power hour, the first 5 seconds of that first minute of the power hour. You're already more productive than you've ever been in your life, right? So when you blink open in the morning like this, right, you have the opportunity to deliver a positive affirmation. And of course, the affirmation sounds something like this. I can't wait to give a fantastic keynote presentation to 150 people at lunch today. That's an affirmation. How about this? I can't wait to meet our new employee and welcome her to the team. How about this? I can't wait to have dinner with my best friend tonight. We're going to have a blast. You see, that's a self-affirmation. Not corny like that Saturday Night Live skit. You're the best. You're the best person. You deserve it, you know. And I think those messages are good when they're timely and they're delivered sincerely. But an affirmation can be just, I'm looking forward to the day, man, right? So this is the idea. So that's the first thing, this positive affirmation. But while you're delivering that positive affirmation, you're taking in a deep cleansing sigh, right? And this is important in tip number 3, which I'll share with you in a second. But get that cleansing sigh going. And then the other thing that you want to do is smile. And what behavioral psychologists tell us is that the brain, which is going to release endorphins and other positive thought chemicals when you smile, the brain can't tell if it's a fake smile or a real smile. And so what happens is even when you fake smile, your brain and various body parts are going to be releasing things like dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, and of course endorphins. All these happy chemicals, right, that support you and encourage you in your moment of need, the power hour. So the second tip is to begin with a self-affirmation of some sort. The third tip for this power hour is that you would wake up your body parts separately. I mentioned earlier that this deep cleansing sigh is helpful in this regard. And what the sigh does is it rushes oxygen into your lungs, which have been in a shallow breathing pattern all night. So the lungs go, oh, it must be morning. I'm getting more air than I did the last 6 or 8 hours. Hopefully you're getting a good night's sleep. And the lungs start to wake up. And when the lungs wake up, they start oxygenating various parts of your body, including your noggin. And that's what causes you to be alert that much sooner. I don't know about you, but I know people that are groggy for half the morning. And they actually reaffirm that grogginess. This is like a negative affirmation. When they say things like, I haven't had my second cup of coffee yet. Or as in another example, I'm not a morning person, right? Which is a pity because morning happens almost every day. So this idea of affirmation and waking up the body parts separately is huge, right? How about this for a little bit of stretching? You hit the deck, hit the floor as soon as you get out of bed, or maybe the living room carpet, right? Maybe you've got a yoga mat that you like to do this kind of thing on, and you start waking up your body parts. Almost everybody stretches in the morning. Look at where we're stretching. I'm stretching my bicep. I'm stretching my tricep. I'm stretching my rhomboids, right? Upper part of my back when I stretch. But the largest muscle mass in the body, ladies and gentlemen, is your arse and the top of your legs. And the best way to stretch those is by doing some deep knee bends. You can hold on to the counter if you're still wobbly. People that I've roomed with on various trips, I go on trips for Rotary, and of course I get teased about this by any roommate I ever have, that sometimes when I'm blow drying my hair, I do a caveman squat, right? Which is really waking up my legs, getting my legs to fire. So waking up your body parts separately is a really good idea. Remember Roger Sperry, the Nobel Prize winner from the 1970s, who said that the left brain is different than the right brain, that if you do a little bit of a crossword puzzle or you do some light email first thing in the morning or in the first hour of the day, you're waking up your left brain. If you're singing in the shower, you're waking up your right brain. And I think this is just a valuable, efficient way to get all the systems booted up. So the fourth tip that I have for you is to eat a vegetable for breakfast. Now I'm being a little coy here because it's not just about the vegetable, it's about, let's start with the basics, eating breakfast. If you don't eat breakfast or lunch, you're off to a rocky start in the morning and you're setting yourself up for some binge activity in the evening, right? So the idea is to put something in your belly in the morning, ideally good stuff. A lot of people get up in the morning and they say, well, I'll have a dry piece of toast. Well, what's that? Right? Not useful. But a little bit of good Amish butter or nut butter or even avocado, right? A healthy kind of fat, something to get your system, a little bit of juice into your system, a little bit of gasoline, a little bit of fuel, so that you can start the day in a great way. So it's not unusual for me to have 3 or 4 vegetables in the morning. The thing is that if you do an omelet, for example, you're already on your way, right? And so I know what some of you are saying. I would never cook myself an omelet in the morning on a work day. I don't have time. Well, that's fine. But it doesn't mean you can't have a few bites of something green, right? Work it out. So just to review now, in the morning, number 1, no news is good news. Number 2, self-affirmation, really important, right? And number 3, you're going to wake up the body parts separately. Number 4 is this concept of having a vegetable in the morning or something good and nutritious to eat. And then, of course, number 5 is this idea of staging the power hour in the morning. If you stay up at night, you're never going to have a quality power hour. So do not stay up at night listening to guys named Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel, all the late night news, late night talk show guys. Get to bed at a reasonable hour so you get a good night's sleep. And that nighttime, when you go to bed at night, it's a decompression in the same way that the morning is a compression activity. The going to bed at night is a decompression, right? And you lay back in bed and you sigh again. I had a great day. The reverse affirmation. I had a great day today, right? And here's why. And I'm going to have a great day tomorrow, and here's why. And then you have sleep hygiene. The room is dark and clean. Your sheets are clean. And you go to bed just like that at night. And you're ready for your power hour again the next morning. I hope this has been helpful to you. My name is Michael Angelo Caruso. Subscribe to this channel for more tips on how to have a better life. And if you're interested in being a better presenter, a better speaker, be sure to like and join the Present Like a Pro group on Facebook. Thanks very much, everybody. I welcome your comments below.